Welcome back to another video, and today we are talking about how to set up a pocket notebook that you'll use every day. And this was inspired by Mark Ragland over on Substack. I'll link his post down below. But when I saw this post, I thought, you know what, this is a great idea. What if I try this? And so for the last week, I set up my pocket notebook the way that Mark Ragland sets up his pocket notebook. I made a few tweaks. There were a few adjustments that I had to make it something that I wanted to use every day, or at least liked using every day. But I'll take you through each of the steps of this setup, show you guys what I did here, and then ultimately maybe you can try this out. Let me know if this is something that works for you to get you using a pocket notebook every single day. First things first, the inside cover. Here, Mark mentions putting a quote, something that can inspire you or get you thinking. If you guys saw the most recent video that I did on San Jose Maria Escriva, you know that I used this particular notebook for that video. And I really like this quote here: add a supernatural motive to your ordinary work and you will have sanctified it. Especially right now, being in ordinary time, sometimes it feels like you can kind of long for the Christmas season, right? Or even just like the anticipation of Lent, all these like great seasons in the liturgical year, which will come up later in this video. But it's always just a good reminder that you can add something supernatural to your ordinary work, even ordinary time as a whole, and all of a sudden your life can be a sacred adventure. Okay, on page 2 and 3, Mark has here to do an index. I don't know if this is still blank for me. I don't know if I'm going to use this, mostly because field notes aren't numbered. I might go back and number some of the pages in my field notes to build a better index. I might just treat this more as a summary for this notebook, but I'm leaving that blank for now. I think this would be more helpful though if I was in something like a Lockbee pocket notebook that has more pages, or even like the Leuchtturm that has numbered pages, but I did it anyway here. For page number 3, this is a remember page. Little things that you want to remember or keep top of mind as you're using the notebook for, in this particular case, it's going to be about a month. At first, I didn't really know what to put in here, but I ended up just writing ride bikes, swim in the lake, linger in the sunshine, read, write, delight in time spent with family and friends. I think that's good. It's summer. We're in July, going into July as this video. Yeah, I think this video will probably come out the 1st of July, so that makes sense. And I hope to put a little bit more in here. Maybe I'll update you guys with what ends up on this remember page as the month goes on, but I think that's a good place to start. For this next section here, having a to-do list on one side and then a family do list. I don't really have a family do list, at least right now for summer. My particular to-do list that I need to get done this month is going to be building out our closet. I have this beautiful walnut piece of drawers, a little 4 chest of drawers that I want to get into the closet. It's going to require me to raise the bars for just all the stuff we hang our like clothes and shirts on and things like that. So that's going to be a fun project to do. I'm hoping to do that with my dad when he comes to visit later this month. I need to clean out the garage and get our bike parking a little bit more. Just get like a bike parking area right now. Everything in the garage is just a little bit tough since we just recently got e-bikes, but that is going to be a whole project in itself. And then I do need to clean my office this month because I didn't really get a proper spring cleaning in here. And so that needs to be done as well. On this next page over here, this is another one of these pages where at first I didn't really know what to put here. I think this is going to hopefully evolve as the month goes on. This ideas page is more for like ideas for like YouTube videos, or ideas for Substack essays maybe, or like essays that I want to submit to publication, little things that I'm working on for my next book. Shout out to anyone who has purchased my first 2 books. My most recent book just came out last month, The Enduring Devotion. I'll link all that down below. Huge help. Thank you everyone who has purchased a copy of those books. They really do help me continue to do what I do here on YouTube and also on Substack. So I have a couple things here that I definitely want to do. I have an ordinary time essay, a little ode to ordinary time that I'm hoping to come out with hopefully shortly after this particular video. So make sure you're subscribed over on Substack to see that particular essay. I've been working on this essay now for months on the last great cavalry charge in Christendom. This is like my Aragon at the Black Gate sort of little story that is based on a true story, an actual historical sort of moment that took place during the Spanish Civil War. I'm kind of taking some inspiration from Jeff Shara and the way that he writes some of his novels, and obviously his father, and The Killer Angels, if you've read any of those books. Trying to do this justice is one of the hardest writing things I think I've done recently, if not in my entire life, and trying to compress this into something that works as a smaller short story, kind of like an essay, not going for like a big tome or volume. But that is something that I've been working on, and I'm sure I'll have more things to put here in the ideas. If you look at Mark's calendar page, he uses like a vertical calendar. I already have a vertical calendar in my Paper Republic notebook, which is, it's sort of like my year at a glance. Let me see if I can pop it open. Yeah, this is what the vertical calendar looks like in the Paper Republic. I really like this. I haven't filled it out yet for the second half of the year. I need to do that, but I already kind of have this, and I keep this on me and sort of start my day with this. So I don't need another vertical calendar, but I do like having just the days of the week and the dates that are associated with them. Just often someone's like, oh, can you do something on the 18th? I'm not thinking like, oh, that is a Saturday. So just having this as a little reference, I feel like is useful. And then I'll put some probably important dates this month here beneath the calendar. It is my wedding anniversary this month, and I don't want to forget that. Pages 8 and 9 should be devoted to like a poem or a passage, and then some quotes. This is really one of the things that makes the pocket notebook something that you want to pull out and read, because sometimes if your pocket notebook is just like lists and like things to do, you're actually, if you're me, you're going to try to avoid reading that because it's just going to remind you of all the things you need to do. So having a few poems or something you want to memorize. For me, I chose 4 quotes from San Jose Maria Escriva's Camino, specifically from the study chapter of that book. And I put those here. Again, that's in the most recent video I did prior to this video. And then I put the Magnificat over here in Latin. I've been doing a sort of form of the Liturgy of the Hours a little on and off since Easter. I am going to try to do the full Liturgy of the Hours. I have a copy coming that I'll be able to use at least for the next year until it gets updated to the 2nd edition next year, which is a whole other thing. But I do try to do the canticles, the great canticles in Latin, just as my grandparents and great-grandparents and everyone before them would have done. So having the Magnificat on me, there's always something about having the Magnificat. And if you don't know what this is, you can find it in Luke's Gospel. It's in the first chapter. It's Mary's song. Very easy to find. Probably one of the most beautiful bits in the entire Bible, in my opinion at least. I like having it here just to reference. In Mark's spread, he had a page 10 and 11 to do like a week plan, like plan by week, and then a to-do list along with like a memory page where he was printing out photos. I don't particularly do that. I knew I wasn't going to do that for this particular experiment, so I just jumped right into sort of like the day-to-day type stuff. Here I had a few sort of like bullet points and things that I had to do, or at least wanted to do. I watched the Japan-Brazil game with my son, which was super fun. That was a wild match. If you guys aren't watching the World Cup, you're really missing out. I've also been reading this book called The High Hallowed by Ben Reinhardt, and it's all about the liturgical year and its relationship to the Lord of the Rings and Middle Earth and sort of Tolkien's philosophy of writing stories, which if you love any of like the stories of like The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings or any of Tolkien's lesser known works, you have to read this book, especially if you are not Catholic or even not Christian. Seeing how Tolkien pulled so much of the Liturgy of the Hours and the liturgy from the Mass and all this beautiful imagery and practice from historical Christianity, being able to connect those dots and then invite that stuff into your own life and actually experience some of that wonder and delight that is in those stories. That for me has been a really fun read. It's fun to have that shared language with something that is fantasy, alludes to, points to the reality of things like the Mass and like particularly the liturgical year and the delight of the seasons and the energy, the experience of the seasons. There's something about that. So like here I was just pulling apart bits of Tolkien's as he's writing his essay on fairies and like the fairy story, the fantasy story. He like dips into the Mass, writes the Sanctus and the Te Deum, which I wonder if Tolkien would have known that the Te Deum was used as a victory song, like a battle cry basically, or like was sung at the end of the Reconquista when Spain was reunited finally. They didn't have a national anthem yet, and so the national anthem that was sung sort of in victory was this Te Deum, like, you are God and we praise you, laudemus. And so by reading these little bits, we can kind of see how Tolkien like constructed these beautiful and epic moments in his own stories from like real history, right? On the day pages, I think Mark has like a high and low, like something he noticed, the best thing. There's all these little things that you can do. I just like taking notes from what I've been reading, or if I have a little note about my day that I want to remember, I'll put that in here. If there is a little to-do list to do for the day, I'll drop that in here as well. Also tomorrow, I'm realizing as this video comes out, is the feast of San Junipero Serra. So I might put like a little quote from San Junipero Serra or something in that same spirit of him, just so I can keep that top of mind throughout the day. I'll finish with this. Mark has this quote at the end of his essay, which you should absolutely go read. It says, "Your life is the sum of the attention you give it. Give it a lot of attention." And for me, I think that is why is a great summation of why I use these pocket notebooks and have been moving more towards an analog life, whether that's praying the rosary, printed books, just getting out and biking more, not even using my car, spending time with friends, both at Mass and then after Mass. And this has become especially important for me, I feel like, since becoming a father, a parent. My kids are watching every single thing that my wife and I do. And if we're out biking and sitting in the park and reading books and journaling, this morning my son wanted to journal with me at our breakfast nook area, and he still is just getting his like ABCs down, so it's a little bit more abstract, a bit more Picasso, a little less Tolkien. But to just have that act of sitting there for 20 minutes, maybe doing a little bit of journaling on my side, watching my son begin to form his name, maybe little other letters, making an attempt at spelling my name. Those are really the sweet moments. That's for me the tending to of life that I hope all of you get to do this summer especially. So with that, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. If you haven't yet, please do so. It really does help me out. If you do want to support the channel, I'll link my books down in the description below. Restored in the Rhythm and the Enduring Devotion, 2 short little devotionals that you can easily get through this next month. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. And we'll do it again soon. Later.